You're watching Feedback at 5 with Theresa Wright.
Julianne, we're back, and I want to ask you about Choices, because there's another powerful tool that you have for your program. So tell me about Choices.
Well, Choices is a film that that was developed 3 years ago. Basically, the city of Marina came to me. They had 30 at-risk youth that if they did not receive intervention right within the next couple months, they would be incarcerated. That's what I was told. So we were asked, what can you do to help us? So there was no money. So basically, we decided to put on a play. I wrote a play, and we performed it to 600 youth at the Los Arbales Middle School. It was very impactful. It was very effective. I decided to make it into a film so that the more youth within our county could witness this. So that's how it was born. It's about making positive choices.
And we have it on the screen as you're talking.
Right.
And these are vignettes. And in fact, Edna, who's going to be on next, was also in this.
Yes.
So describe what they're doing in the film.
Okay, so we have a boy's role, as you can see, and a girl's role. And the situation is that they were raised in very difficult circumstances, and they had choices they could make based on their life circumstances. And one part of the film is showing them making real poor choices and what the outcome is of that. Then we switch to them deciding to go back in time, which we can't do in real life, but in the film we could do it, where they go back and they decide to make positive choices, and then how their lives come out from that. So it's showing young people that you can really have terrible circumstances, but you can still make good choices. It's really up to you, that we all have the power to make good choices. So that's the goal of the film. It's to start the conversation with youth. We want to bring it into the schools, start talking about it, and we feel that this is a medium that will get the conversation started. Okay. That's the goal.
Well, great, that's perfect. So on that note, we're going to take another break. We'll put up the information on how folks can reach you, and then we're going to meet a couple of young ladies and someone who is actually in that film, and ladies who are making good choices. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Feedback at 5 is a community affairs program serving California's Central Coast. If your group or organization is interested in appearing on this program, or if you have questions or comments about the show, contact Public Affairs Manager Theresa Wright, KSBW-8 238 John Street, Salinas, California. Visit our website at ksbw.com.
We are back, and when we went to the break, we were talking about the fabulous program that they do, their Teen Summer Camp, and Julianne was sort of bragging because she knew that these two ladies were going to be coming up. So let me introduce my guests who are here. This is Savannah Alvarez, and thank you very much for being here. And Edna Jimenez, I want to thank you as well. You both, I mean, you guys are beaming, and Julianne, I've gone to a luncheon, I've seen you talk, and both of you are just fabulous representations of the program. So congratulations to you all for making choices that are good ones. So Savannah, I want to start with you. Julianne said she's known you since you've been 16. So you want to tell me how you first met her, your circumstances? What do you want to share?
Well, I guess I won't go into detail, but I was acting out a lot and doing a lot of partying. So my grandpa decided I need help, and he contacted someone who gave him Julianne's number, and I've been counseling with her since.
Yeah, you were totally acting out just all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and then what about you?
Well, me, it was just like I was having a lot of family problems, and I was out of control too.
Yeah. Do you guys want to say what any of the problems were? Because we know what the program focuses on. So is there anything that you want to share about the kind of problems that you were going through?
Yeah, well, with me, I was drinking and doing a lot of drugs. I couldn't deal with everything I'd gone through, and it was actually my emotional problems I was having. So
yeah. And at what age did that start, you think, for you?
About 16.
About 16?
Yeah.
At the time that you met Julianne?
Yeah.
Pretty much. What about you, Edna?
Well, pretty much it started way before I met Julianne. But it was
how old were you?
just,
Can I ask you how old you were?
I was 15. And it's just like, it was just, I guess I wanted to be like everyone else.
Which is what?
It's just like, be cool and try to like everyone to like you, but I guess like that's not everything.
Right.
It's just like, it was just like that. And I was drinking a lot too, and hanging around with friends. But there's a lot of things going on when you're small, and you just think like everything is just over you. And there's a lot of people out there that could help you out too.
So I'm going to ask you I'm going to ask you about what you just said. There was a lot of things over you when you're small.
That's what you think, but it's just like that's what I thought when I was smaller. I thought like everything was just coming to me, and I thought like I didn't have no one. I thought it was just like it was going to be like that forever, but it's just changed when I met Julianne.
Did you? What I hear you saying is that you felt powerless, like you had no control over anything.
No, it's not that. I felt like I had no one to talk to and no one to help me. That's what I felt.
Okay. And you, Savannah?
Powerless, yeah. Like, lonely, and I guess there was a lot of hurt and anger.
Mm-hmm.
And denial. Lots of denial.
Lots of, Edna's sort of nodding with you. Lots of denial about what? About what your role is? Denial about what?
What I was going through. I was raped when I was, like, right before I had seen Julianne, so I was in denial of, I guess, to me being weak and needing help and hurting. Like, I guess at the time I thought of all that as weakness.
Okay.
And I didn't want to admit it.
Right.
I wanted to pretend like, I was strong and I could do it on my own.
Yeah, and everything was okay. You'd get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that pretty much how you were feeling too? Like you could get through whatever it was?
Yeah, mostly likely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about Harmony at home then. How has it changed for you?
Turned my world upside down.
Because, let me just ask you, because, you're coming from a place where you're hurt, where you probably not are trusting people, right?
God, no.
So all of a sudden, here's this woman in this program, and your granddad saying you got to go talk to her. So how do you develop that trust? How do you feel like, all right, I can tell her my deepest, darkest stuff that I've been holding in because somebody hurt me?
When I first met Julianne, I was just cut off from the world, just this brick wall up, didn't let anybody in. And when I went in there, I let her know, I was like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
But she listened to me, and she made me feel like she cared, not because it was her job, but because she had a heart. And she even showed me her little booklets and everything. And I thought, you know what, she's not in this for money or anything. She's doing this because she cares and she loves her job and what she does.
Right. So
she's not really benefiting from helping me. She's helping me because she wants to.
Edna, is that important?
Yeah, but I thought at first it was the same thing as she's saying. But I met her through my school. So I met her because of the camp too. When I first started talking to them, it was just like, basically I was just like, oh, they just want to know like what kind of person I am, da-da-da-da-da. But then when they would talk to me, it would seem like they had interest like in what I want, like in what I was going to say. And that's what it got me like to tell them like how you say our darkest secrets and all that. But I really trust them.
And it's really interesting to me because that video that we were showing, we didn't show your segment, but you were also in there. So that took a lot of trust for you to be able to want to be in that film, to show other kids that they have choices. Well,
Julianne came to me once and she said, because I had made a play with my other school, and Cheryl actually came to see me, and she told Julianne about it, and Julianne told me she had this idea about a movie or this little video about choices. And she told me that if I wanted to do it, she told me she had other options, but she told me if I wanted to do it, so I said yeah. So when we were doing it and I was reading the script, it touched me because in some of those things, like, it happened to me. So I cried the first time I read it. But then I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to show other people that they have more in life and they have other things. Like, they have more.
So tell me about the choices that you two are making now, because you are making choices. So what have you decided?
Well, being made the mentor, it helps motivate me to do better in my life. You know, no drugs, no drinking, and be a good role model.
So you're a mentor for other girls that are coming through the program, or other people that are coming through the program. Edna, what about you?
Well, I'm in that way too. I'm barely turned 18.
Yes.
And Julianne has asked me if I wanted to be a young mentor for the other girls too.
To work with the other
Yeah.
girls, yeah. Now, I also understand that the two of you want to be therapists or
Yeah.
at some point in your
Yeah.
career. Why? You're beaming. You're beaming. Why?
Well, it's mostly because of Julianne and because I think I could help out other people that were in the same situation I was.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the same as her, you know, I want to help people, and love to know people do this because they do care. 'Cause, you know, I've been through so many psychologists, and I hated them all because none of them seemed to care.
Mm-hmm.
After meeting Julianne, it's like, hey, you know what, you're a great inspiration, and I want to do what you do for other people.
So are you talking to other young people? Are either one of you talking to other young people that are going through some hard times right now? What's their response to you?
Some of them are younger, and the younger ones, the teenagers, are more defiant and
They don't
hard
want
to
to hear
handle.
what you have to say. They don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edna, what about you?
If I'm talking to other girls, well, when we're in group, we all talk to each other, but right now, no. But I hope I can start early.
You hope to start that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about, what would you say to other young people about Harmony at Home and about the camp? Tell me about the camp. What was that like?
The camp is like, it's a good experience. You get to ride a horse. you have a pool.
Sunburn.
Sunburn.
Sunburn a lot.
Vacation.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
just
great.
like, yeah, you have like a good experience with all the girls there. You get to meet new girls, and it's fun.
Can I ask you, it's fun and you're having vacation, but is there a sense of relief of being able to be in an environment that's safe, where you can really share with each other the horrible stuff and know that it's trusted, that you can leave it there with those people?
I've been going there since I was 16, and to me it now feels like, you know, a home away from home. And it's great. Like, you don't feel like you're in therapy. It's just very...
You feel like you're family.
Yeah.
That's how you
Family.
feel.
With family. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And so how does that translate when you go home then? When you go home, how does that change how you interact with the people at home?
Yeah, it's weird because when you're at the camp and it's like the last day, you're like, well, we don't want to leave. Like all the girls, no, we don't want to leave. And they're like, oh, we'll come back next year. But it's just like you go back to like reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Is it hard to deal with reality?
At first, when you go back and it's just like you come back and sometimes there's things that change, even if it was because of some days. But then it's just, sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's not.
But you have the tools to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you both for being here, and I appreciate that. And hopefully we'll see you as you become therapists and help other people in the future.
Cool.
All right. Very cool. And on that note, we're going to end the program, and we will put up on the screen, again, the address, the website, and the email for how to reach Harmony at Home. And we'll see you next week. That's okay.